now. All right, cool. Yay. Hi, everyone. Hi, YouTube. All right, so today in Astrology Study Hall, we're going to focus mainly on the houses, but most importantly, like the planets and how long they stay in each sign and how long it takes for them to make one full revolution, because the transits are going to really affect every single person in a different way, because Saturn may be transiting your second house, and you need to know what that means and what to expect, because and we want to know how long this is going to take. How long is this Saturn going to be in your second house? How is it going to affect you, and like the characteristics of the signs and the planets together. So we want to get this so clear to the point where we can look at any chart and know exactly what the hell is going on, because I feel like that's what's really important, is the characteristics of each, just knowing as much as possible about everything. This isn't going to be a general, just a sum up. You want to be able to, like, these are like personalities. You're meeting people right now. The planets are people. The signs are people. So you need to know exactly what that person is, and it's pretty lengthy. It's not going to be. It's very vast, So yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
Are we gonna share it on the screen?
Yeah. So okay, let's do this. Not the chat. No. Did anybody else have anything to say before we do that?
No, I don't.
Because Melanie, no. I know it went to your screen, so I didn't know if you tried to say something while I was like ranting.
No, baby, wasn't ranting. I wasn't saying anything.
Okay, great. All right, screen share. Let's see. All right, let's. Can you guys see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay. How about now?
Yes. Well, almost.
Almost? Oh dear. Screen share. Screen share. Screen share. Okay, 1 second. Screen share. I want it.
Do you want to stick up with calling the planets people, or you want to just call them entities?
Oh no, I was just referencing, like, I was just making it very clear that this is like, this isn't just like a color. It's like, it's like a description of something that you need to know all about. You don't want to just be like, you don't want to just label Mars as aggressive. Mars is adolescent. It's this, it's that, the energy. That's what Melanie was saying, the energy of the planet, not just like, it's the energy. So it's a personality. It's like, it's its own entity, yeah. Okay, yeah. Why aren't you letting me screen share? What's going on? All right, 1 second.
It's funny, because I'm looking at the planets. You know that they say that the 12 signs are archetypes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The planets are the same thing. It's just that they're sending us those energies. But then I suppose that the signs are too.
There,
I need to think about that one.
Okay. So I think I want to start with just the planets right now, and then we'll work our way into the sign and then the houses. And like I just wanted to let this be known. I feel a very calm energy. I like it. This is good. Very good. Very good for this. Okay. So let's start with the sun. We all know that it takes about 365 days in each sign. So that would be about 30 days in each. I'm going to get a damn calculator. I'm going to be exact, okay? All right. So 365.25 divided by 12 About 30.4 days. So yeah, exactly 30 days in
Point.
each sign. Which is duh, because it's 30 degrees in each sign to make a circle. I didn't even need a calculator for that. If you just syncretize it, it's 30 degrees to make up 12 times 30 degrees is 360. So duh. Okay. So the moon. Oh yeah, and by the way, the sun sign that's equivalent to the sun is Leo. So the sign equivalent to the moon is Cancer, and Cancer spends about 27 days to do one revolution. So that's about 2.5 days in each sign. So Mercury is 88 days to complete one revolution. So it typically spends about seven weeks. So that's good.
Is that 7 weeks in each sign?
Yeah, about 7 weeks in each sign, and it says 7.3, so there's some retrograde periods in there. So, because we do have Mercury retrogrades about 3 times a year.
Yeah.
So, about 3 or 4 times a year. So, okay. In Venus, oh yeah, the equivalent to Mercury is Gemini and Virgo, of course. And I can see why, because if you look at Mercury, it's a very speedy, just very fast. I mean, it's the fastest thing besides the moon. It's very speedy. It's the messenger of the gods in ancient Greece. It's, Hermes and Thoth. It's the writing. Man, yeah. So, of course, Gemini and Virgo are going to be the ones to be its equivalent, because Gemini, if you know any Geminis and Virgos, they're very intellect, and they're like, I dated a Gemini, and he was like, always had to be writing, always had to be thinking. It's just a very fast, like, nervous system. That's what I think of. So anyways, Venus is 225 days to complete one revolution. So that would be about 18 weeks in one sign. I hope I'm saying this right. Hold on. That's not possible. Hold on. Maybe I was... Hold on. Let me look at this. 88 days. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say weeks for Mercury. I meant to say days.
Okay, I was gonna say, wow, that's a lot of days.
That's why I asked you, because it moves very quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Excuse me. I did not even mean...
No,
my
that's
bad.
okay, hon.
Yeah, so
That's
7
all right.
I know people that probably listened to that, they were like, what the hell? No. My
So
bad, guys.
7 weeks for Mercury then?
No,
7
7.3 days. So
Yeah.
about 7, yes, my bad, guys. Okay, so yeah, 225 days to complete a revolution for Venus, and that would be 18 days. Wait. Yeah, 18.7 days in one sign.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mars is 1.9 years. So how many? That's a little bit under 2 years.
If 1 year it's 365 days, then 1.9. This is gonna be hard.
So 365 minus 44. 321 plus 365. $686 days to make one revolution. So that would be 57 days in one sign. So about a month and a half we're looking at for that. But 57 days. That's awesome. So you're writing this down,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Great. Because I'm
Yes.
not. It's on my computer, that's why. Okay. Y'all can see this too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Beautiful. Okay. So yeah, 11.9 years for Jupiter to make one revolution. So that would be 365 minus 44 was what? 321 plus. Okay, 1 second. I just had a brain fart. Well, okay. The equivalent is Sag, and for many reasons. That's the expansive planet.
And Pisces as well, isn't it?
Yeah, co-ruler. Definitely. So that's 4,000. I'm not about to say 4,000 days in a sign, so we're just gonna have to round it up to like months or some shit. Okay. It spends about. Oh wow. Okay. 99 days? No. It's about a year in a sign. So yeah,
A year per
11.75.
sign. Did you say a year per sign?
Yeah, 11.70, a year 0.7. I'm sorry, 11.7 in each sign. So 11.7 months in one sign.
Okay.
So almost a year. And then Saturn takes about. .4 years in one sign for Saturn. 29.5 days to make one revolution.
29.5 years.
To make one revolution, and then 2.4 years in one sign. One second, guys. I'm gonna edit so much of this stuff out because I am like, can't even talk.
That's okay. This is
Yeah.
a lot of math.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even that. It's like I'm literally just spacing out. It's I don't have the attention span to do math right now.
I never do.
Okay. Anyways, back to what we were saying. Okay, so Uranus, beautiful Uranus, is sign equivalent is Aquarius, of course. And then its period is very interesting. It's 84 years to complete one revolution. Okay? That's 7 years exactly in one sign. This is why I was confused last night, because whenever I was doing that, isn't it very interesting how they're always talking about the 7-year cycles?
Yeah. And the 7-year each.
Yeah, and I just turned 21.
Oh, yeah.
So I just went into another It's like I just had my Uranus return.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. In a sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the reason why I was confused, because that's not the case. If it was a Uranus return, I would be 84 years old right now.
No, but isn't it that you've not had a Uranus return, you've had a Uranus shift from
Ah,
one sign to the next.
yeah, that's right. Because
So
then I
the
looked.
shift of
I don't want to get
consciousness.
too much into mine, but yeah, we're not going to talk about mine. But I was confused. I don't know why I was confused. Then I realized I was like, that's not a Uranus return. I would be 84 years old right now. So what? It's just a shift. It was like exactly. It just
Yeah.
went. So that's cool. Anyways, so we got that one.
And that's
Neptune.
quite interesting because I don't think when people do your reading, it's as if there's cycles within cycles.
Yeah.
So most of the time, that type of shift wouldn't even be noted on your astrological reading.
And that's what people are not getting. Like they
Yeah,
don't even absorb it. That's why a lot of people should not be astrologers, and it really is annoying to me because they're not seeing that. Like, I want to be able to look at somebody's chart, see how old they are, and pinpoint exactly what they're going through at this moment. Like
yeah,
what
yeah,
they're going to probably be going through, like looking at where Jupiter is and knowing already where the planets are, like having a day-to-day knowledge to where it's etched into me. I'll always know where the planets are, because if I always know where the planets are, I know where the energies are inside of me, and that's what this is all about, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
Yes.
And it's remembering them the way that Santos drew them on that chart that day, of
mhm,
recognizing that wherever the sun is, Mercury cannot be far behind.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So I think once we get that, the premise of where they come in procession, whenever you know where the sun is, you can kind of gauge where the rest of the planets are just from remembering that diagram that he showed us there.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That's what I'm saying, because we need to know this. Okay. So Neptune is 165 years to complete one revolution, okay? So that is 13.7 years in one sign.
Okay.
And obviously the equivalent is Pisces. The fish, Neptune is the sea, is just the god of the sea.
Okay, perfect.
And it's a Triton. If you look at the glyph, it's a Triton, just like with the god of the sea. Okay. Pluto is 248 years. That's exactly 20 years in one sign.
Okay.
That blows me away.
Yeah.
But it makes sense in regards to it's a generational planet, so and it's more about maturity. So that 20-year cycle in one sign, wow, that's like a lifetime within one sign.
Yeah. Some people don't even live to 20.
Exactly.
Okay, I want to look at Chiron revolution, and I want to look at Black Moon Lilith. Well, Black Moon Lilith. Anyways, I want to look at Chiron. Chiron. Um. Okay. Chiron. Chiron in the signs. Okay. See, this is very interesting. This is a more sporadic planetary body. Like sometimes it'll spend 7 years in a sign, and sometimes it'll spend 1 year in a sign. So that's very interesting. Like for right now, Chiron is in Pisces,
Mhm.
and it's going to Aries in 2018.
In 2018.
So Chiron's going to be in Pisces for another 2 years.
So how long's it been there already?
It's been there since 2010.
So
No. It's been there since 2011, February 8th, 2011.
and it's shifting in April 17th, 2018.
Yes. Yes. So just remember that, write that down.
Mhm.
And then in 2018, it's going to go from Aries back to Pisces for a couple months. And then it's going to go back to Aries in February of 2019. And then it's going to stay there until 2026. Okay, very interesting. So, with that being said,
So then that means its transit is 7 years.
it varies. It's almost like it retrogrades as a retrograde period for like a year or
As
so,
well.
and then it'll go
Okay.
direct. It's very interesting.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I guess, we were gonna do a full description of each sign, right? Or should we do a full description of each planet first, since we're already on the planets?
Yeah, cool.
Okay. So the sun tells us of the actual core of a person, the inner self, of that which is the central concern. It also shows us the general vitality and the ability to assert oneself. It describes a general tone of being which colors everything else. So the core, I like that. I like that explanation, the core of the person. But a lot of things can be at the core. We're onions. Damn it. So, okay. What did you say?
Because
Tanya?
remember, is the higher self from the human design.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This is a really good sign. I like this one. Okay. Not this one. No. Oh, we were just there. I think that was a good explanation. Okay, we can move on. Do we think we need to get more in depth than that? Because that's what I was talking about. I want to get to, like, we want to know everything about each of the signs, the planets, so I just want to make sure that we're thorough with the information. So,
I think
okay, so
the only thing that I've added to mine is that the sun is the experiencer.
is the what?
The experiencer, the explorer. So when the sun rises, it means that it's time to be active. It's
Yeah.
time to explore. Do you know what I mean?
And I think we should have, yeah, I think that needs to be said, like, with each, like, our own interpretation of it, along with this. I think we need to do that. So we all have an understanding in our own words, and so we can like etch it into our brain. It's one thing to say you know you understand, but to regurgitate it, it's kind of like enforcing it in your head, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. So the moon represents our feelings and emotions, the receptivity, imagination, and basic feeling tone of a person. It also has an effect on the sense of rhythm, time, and timing. It influences our adaptability to change, our mobility and versatility. So, to me, I feel like the moon, in my own words, is what people don't necessarily see on the outside. I feel like it's something that you choose to share. Like, for example, I may be one way, but how I'm feeling on the inside would be my moon.
It's
Like
your
the mask
hidden
is
feeling.
different than how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And how I would process those emotions, like my feelings and my mentality, like that together. It's how you're thinking and feeling at the same time. It's working together. So, because your thinking does affect and your feeling, it's the same. It's a symbiotic relationship. So, what do you guys think?
I think the same. I think this is more about the hidden feelings deep inside you, and it's more mystical when we talk about the moon.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I also think it represents the mother, the
Yeah.
nurturer.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah, they say in astrology, wherever your moon is shows what kind, like whatever house the moon is shows what kind of mother you had or have.
That's so true. Oh my God, my mom is Taurus and my moon's in Taurus.
That's awesome. My moon's in Taurus too, but it's in the second house, so it's a very like homey vibe. My mom's the same way. She's like very, very earthy. Like she really likes her pretty house, her nice things. She's very, yeah, definitely cool.
That's interesting. I never knew that. I never knew that wherever the moon is, that's where your mom is.
That's awesome. All right, cool. So Mercury.
Ah, can we just add as well about the
Oh yeah,
moon?
please.
That it's also the intuition.
Oh, definitely. See, this is why we need to be saying this, because they're not going to write that online, you know? I mean, I'm sure somewhere I can find online, but definitely intuition. Okay, Mercury. Mercury represents reason, reasonableness, common sense in quotation, or in parentheses, that which is rational. It stands for the spoken and written word, putting in order, weighing, and evaluating the process of learning and skills. It's the student to me. It's like the note taker, the communicator, the voice.
Yeah, definitely.
What about you, Mel?
Um, yeah, I agree with all of that.
And notice how it's a very rational. It's almost like it's like not emotional, because emotionals are irrational.
Mhm.
So, well, they're deemed irrational because you can't put them down on pen and paper as like, you know, it's not logical. So,
That makes sense in regards to the fact that Mercury is a masculine energy as well. So that
Mhm.
rational thinking um, is very right brained, if that's a right atmosphere connection of just rationality.
Mhm. Yeah, I know a lot of people say that Mercury is hermaphrodite, but I've never felt hermaphrodite or even feminine energy ever from Mercury. That's just me personally being in tune to, I just have never, ever felt a feminine energy from Mercury, ever. But that's just me. So
Mm.
that's the relationship I have with Mercury. See, it's going to be different for everybody. It may be totally different for somebody, but that's but I don't even think it's like, I wouldn't say it's a boy. So you know what I'm saying? So I could see how it could be hermaphrodite, but it's definitely masculine. Like I could totally see how it's hermaphrodite because it's not like an energy like Mars or Saturn, or you know what I'm saying? Or I feel
Mm.
like Pluto is more feminine than Mercury. But anyways, does anyone else have anything to say about Mercury?
Yes. It
Go ahead.
kind of, for me, when we're talking about the planets, I kind of imagine them also when we're looking at the graphic about the human design too.
Mhm.
You know how we said we go from the 7 to 9 center beings?
Mhm.
So I kind of like imagine them all around the graphic.
Yeah. Mhm. Okay. Venus. Venus means so much. It's so funny how they only put it in like one sentence. Venus gives us a sense of beauty, the enjoyment of pleasure, aesthetic awareness, love of harmony, sociability, taking pleasure in relationships, and eroticism. And I just feel like it's the feminine energy in all beings. It is the lover, the mother. I know the moon is supposed to be the mother, which I totally get, but I just feel like it's everything. It's definitely more of the lover, but love is still motherly too. So it's just the feminine goddess energy to me.
Yeah.
It's a very, very deep, deep planet. Okay. Anybody else?
I think for me, I see Venus as the initiator, very much like the high priestess. Um, she has that energy to bring insight in regards to self-love,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what she's about: pleasure, sensuality, and recognizing it within yourself. So it's like Venus teaches us about honoring ourselves as women as well. Um, she just means there's a lot for me in regards to Venus. It's like
Yeah.
she has many faces. She has the sister, she has the mother, she has the grandmother. She's just, yeah,
And that's
wow.
why I feel like this is so important that we really get to know as much as we can about these signs and planets so we can we can truly tap in to all of those aspects in ourselves so we can, like, if we know them as much as we possibly can, we're knowing ourselves and how to, it's just so deep, like knowing everything you need to know to communicate.
And you know, it's funny because it actually makes a lot of sense in regards to um, Venus being associated with the sacral chakra, because she's very much about sensual pleasure, and the sacral chakra is about feeling,
Mhm.
you know, and being able to express that sensuality. So That's been a light bulb for me.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
notice how the world has exploited that area.
Yeah.
And in turn, they're exploiting Venus.
Yeah.
And Venus isn't getting respected, so that area of the body is not being respected. And so you're having a lot of illicit, nasty, vulgar, disrespectful sexual acts going on. I mean, so much rape, so much addictions, porn. Like, good God, porn is so easy in this day and age. Children can go on the internet and look at porn. And from an early age, you're tampering with the psyche. You're instilling like almost like a parasite, a virus into a person's being and their mentality. So it's just an imbalance and a debilitated Venus, truly. But it's still aspects of Venus, not everything is good or bad, you have to see the dark in everybody. But I feel like, again, why we should be looking at this, it's not all going to be good, it's not all going to be. But then again, what is good and bad, like,
Amen to that. What is good and bad?
for
It's
real.
literally just experiencing. It's how we perceive that experience that determines whether it's in the light or in the darkness. I don't really think there is a good or bad, to be fair.
Yep.
It's a matter of
Exactly.
perspective.
What'd you
And
say?
I think that's what.
I'm
Say
sorry.
that again, Tanya.
I said that I think it's a matter of perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was just about to say that. Yeah,
yeah.
it's just
And I
one.
think that perspective actually is part of what keeps us trapped. Is that we do
Mm-hmm.
look at it as being in the light or in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, very good. Okay. So, Mars.
Lucy,
Oh yeah, Ruthie.
Yes, hi. Did you see my chat?
Oh
I
no,
had to
that's
go out
fine.
just for a second, but I came back when we were talking about. I was gonna say people's when she said perspective, I said emotions.
Mm.
Our emotions can keep us trapped.
Mhm.
true, true,
Yeah.
true.
All right. Awesome. Mars. Mars represents the energy and drive of a person, their courage, determination, the freedom of spontaneous impulse. It also describes the readiness for action, the way one goes about doing things, as well as simple aggression. Yeah. I would say this is the masculine energy.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, like I've said before, it's the child that has no boundaries or rules or restrictions, and they're just going. They want to get that thing, and they're going to do it until they're told not to, or that isn't even in their head. There is no, oh, I could get in trouble. It's just doing it.
Yeah.
It's very raw energy.
Yep, I know. I'm an Aries.
I wouldn't say it's very patient planet either. I think that's the opposite to describe. There's an antonym to describe Mars.
Yeah, my Cancer ascendant calms me down a tiny bit, but I
That's
totally.
that's an amazing balance you have. Your ascendant is the moon, which is very passive, very patient, receptive. Cool. Okay. What?
It's Mars is a tough one to have. Yeah.
I feel you. Yeah, it's a very man, it's just so,
After
it's
you've
like a
done your,
shotgun.
yes, after you've done your damage, or it's done its damage, then you're like, wow.
Yeah. Ruthless. I like to that's what I would like to describe it as. It's very ruthless. It's just
Mm-hmm.
it's very, we need that. You need that drive in somebody, like, no, and everything. That's why the energy is there. It's a very, I mean, look at the freaking glyph. It's like a shooting arrow. It's like a bow and arrow, you know? Like, I'm just a rocket, you know? Very masculine. Very on a mission. Like sperm. It's on a mission to the egg. That's why they're there. You know, it's like millions and millions of sperm ejaculate into a female, and only one can get the crown, and they're
Now
all just going,
that
going.
makes so much sense in regards to us reading that book last night.
Yeah.
That makes sense in regards to that Martian energy heading towards Taurus, and it's
Yeah.
heading with a passion, with a vengeance, because it knows that it
It's
has
on
a
a
purpose.
mission. It has
Yeah,
no, it's the soldier. It's like, I will die trying. There is no giving up.
yeah, yeah. That makes a lot of sense. The
Awesome.
sperm heading for conception.
Yep. That's awesome. All right. So we got Jupiter. And I love Jupiter's glyph. It's like a very fancy 4. It's like a
Mm-hmm.
2-4, really. It's 2 and a 4 together. Which is cool because my birthday's the 24th. I always loved Jupiter. I was like, that's awesome. Okay, so Jupiter, the search for an individual meaning and purpose, optimism, hope, and a sense of justice are represented by Jupiter. So also faith and a basic philosophy of life, the striving for spiritual growth and expansion. And I know Jupiter means something different to all of us, so I'm excited to hear what y'all say. Go for it. Anybody?
Everybody's so quiet today.
I'm reading it and trying. I have to always let it sink in.
Yeah, definitely. Well, for me, the equivalent is Sagittarius, and I mean, it's the perfect ruler for Sagittarius because that's what Sagittarius is about. It's about higher learning. It's about expanding, traveling. You know, it's a very optimistic, always looking out and like at the world with like these beautiful, like, I want to see, I want to know, I want to learn. It's a very, very intellectual, very higher self type of planet. Jovial.
Mm-hmm. Can I say something?
Yeah.
For me, when I think about Jupiter, I think of me, for example, like if you see like what Sagittarius is doing is like the arrow is always pointing up in the sky, so it's like I want to shoot to the moon, and even if I don't, I'm still gonna be surrounded by the stars. You know,
Yeah.
I'm still gonna be up there, not over here on the ground. So Jupiter for me is always about inspiration of something new, higher,
Inspiration.
inspiration.
I
Yeah.
like that. Because it's different than Mercury, because Mercury is intellectual, but Mercury isn't like, it's almost like, you know, it's a different kind of intellect than Jupiter.
Yeah.
Jupiter is like something higher than you and your day-to-day.
Yeah,
It's
it
like,
makes you look out of the box.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
definitely out of the box
I
planet.
think Jupiter for me is about the difference between Jupiter and Mercury is that Mercury is about the mind, and Jupiter is about the knowledge of the mind, the wisdom within the mind.
Yeah.
So it's like it's as if you've been through Mercury and you've tweaked your intelligence, and then Jupiter, the older one, comes along, and then you begin to expand that mind by taking in knowledge and wisdom. That's what Jupiter means to me.
Yeah.
And I'm a Saggy, so
Yeah, I was about to say I want to know your
yeah,
input because
a lot of expansion,
yeah,
expansion of how you see things, expansion of how you perceive things, expansion of how you feel things. Everything is just expanded.
yeah.
Yeah. But in the
Cool.
same breath, it's a nice expansion because it's Jupiter comes with they say luck.
A what?
Jupiter comes with luck.
Yeah,
So in that expansion, there's always a degree of luck, should I say? Yeah.
yeah. Like it's gonna be on your side,
Yes.
but you have to be able to see that, or you can let it pass you by. Because again, a Jupiter transit in one sign is for 11.7 months. So, anyways,
Yes, I heard if you're
Saturn.
not paying attention,
Yeah,
the Jupiter transit or a Saturn transit, if you're not paying attention, it could, or any transit can just make changes, whether negative or positive, and you'll miss it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because it happens anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's gonna happen whether you see it or not. So. And this is why it's so important that everybody, like, this is why they don't teach you this in school growing up. Like, this is elementary stuff. Like,
Exactly. Yes.
and this is what we're bringing to the world. Like, this will be elementary knowledge. And because everybody needs to know themselves. Like, everything else is, like, irrelevant. You need to know yourself before you learn about anything else. Because what else is there? Truly.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I feel your enthusiasm. Totally. I understand.
It should be
Yeah.
side by side with the alphabet on the first grade.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's the same shit. I mean, and not only the
Sure.
alphabet, but like, what does A look and sound like? Here's the color for A, and here's the sound, the frequency for A. You
Right.
know?
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me started on that.
Yeah, how the alphabet.
Hmm.
Yeah.
For real. All right. Like, for real, before I continue, syncretism is elementary everything. Like, the basis of everything.
Yes.
Bar none. Like, Fibonacci, everything. Anyways, okay. Sorry. Saturn. Saturn shows how we experience reality. Reality in quotation marks. Where we meet with resistance and discover our limitations. It represents the conscious and moral conviction. It represents the conscious and moral conviction, the laws and rules which we choose to obey. We can choose not to obey them.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like
It also tells us about our powers of endurance and the ability to concentrate. It lends qualities like earnestness, caution, and reserve. Grandpa that retired from the military after serving 25 years, 30 years in the military.
And it actually shows that he's the ruler of our plane that we are right now.
Say that again?
It shows that he's the ruler. Oh, I can't even pronounce it. He rules the plane that we are right now because it says how you perceive reality.
Mm-hmm.
This reality, I mean, the third dimensional.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Isn't that actually quite potent in regards to what we were talking about, how people
Yeah.
perceive Saturn just the other day?
Yeah.
He's telling you right there, however you perceive him, is how you're going to experience him due to
It
the
says it
his
right there.
reality. Right there.
Yep. Okay. Ooh. All right. So yeah, he's I think that was pretty good, an explanation. So I think we can move on. If anyone else has anything else to say, though, please do. Okay. So Uranus stands for intuition. It transmits sudden inspiration and lightning insights. So it's electric. That's what I just heard. It's very electric. Not necessarily like Mars, but I literally see like electricity, like static electricity, right? Whenever I just read that. You know what I'm saying? It's like lightning, like. Okay. An openness for all that is new, unknown, and unusual. Very interesting. So it's very eccentric. And it's very unique. It rules Aquarius. Duh. I mean, if you know an Aquarius, like a full-blood Aquarius, I know one. I dated one. Very eccentric. Very open. First of all, very, very like open-minded. That's what Aquarius is. It's very open-minded.
Yes, my
Very
father's
open-minded.
And my daughter, but she's only 8, so we'll see.
We'll see, definitely. So, very interesting that it also stands for intuition. So I think of like an electric, like just eccentric, very unique. Okay, so a sort of wrong-headed contraries. Okay, a sort of wrong-headed contrariness is also associated with this planet. It is said to be characteristic of astrology as such.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
Let's think. Hold on.
It is said to be characteristic of astrology as such. That makes no sense.
Hold on, can you read it again? Can you read it again? Because I was busy.
Yeah. Okay, so a sort of wrong-headed contrariness is also associated with this planet. It is said to be characteristic of astrology as such. That's almost like an incomplete sentence. It's almost like they like messed up writing it or something. So notice how it said a sort of wrong-headed contrariness. So that kind of sounded like a double standard. Like contradictions.
But I think that's because the insights that are coming in from Uranus are so fast and sharp that the person can contradict themselves because they're forever constantly changing.
Insights.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Epiphanies. That's what that sounds like. Insights, epiphanies.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Uranus, that's what I was saying. I was looking at my chart and where Uranus was, and this is why we need to know, because Uranus, you need to know where Uranus is in your chart, because that's a huge aspect that you need to be looking at. Like, it's so funny because I didn't know that much about Uranus. I knew about a lot, but Neptune and Uranus, like I knew enough, like I knew like a description, but I didn't know that about Uranus at all. I really did not know that at all about Uranus. Cool. Yeah. And this is just the beginning. Okay. Neptune. This planet gives us the supersensory. This planet gives us the supersensory, opens doors to mystical experiences and the transcendental. Wow. On this level, it is hard to discern where perception moves into deception, illusion, and false appearances, and so Neptune is associated with all of these, with drugs and all kinds of pseudo-realities. Because that is a possibility.
Yeah.
illusion is a very strong thing. A lot of people are in. I swear, it's like the whole freaking population of the planet entirely is in an illusion.
Yes. Yeah.
Which brings the confusion, of course.
Yeah, because they can't discern from what's reality and what's unreality, you know?
Mm-hmm. All this
So,
technology.
yeah, and it's almost like, it's
You know,
almost as if, go ahead.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but it just sprang to my mind. I saw a picture on the internet of a lot of girls who are like on their phones, and it's like a zombie picture of everybody's like with the technology, and only one girl in the middle with the book, and I'm like, that's me. That's definitely me, the
Yeah.
one with the book, and everybody was like, yeah, it's all the illusion. That's why they invent so many technologies
Mm-hmm.
to
You
keep us.
know, it's funny because if I'm not mistaken, and I don't think I am, Uranus is also associated with technology, because if you think about the electric responses, of course it would be like technology, because I just thought that was cool. I could be mistaken, but I really don't think I am, because I was looking at it last night about Uranus. So, lightning insight, sudden inspiration. It's very sudden. It's very like coming out of the blue. Like, not with Mars. You see him coming. He can't hide. He has no shame in his game. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's no shield around him. He's just going for it.
Mm-hmm.
So Uranus is like, boop, you didn't see me, boop. Okay. Anyways, Neptune. Sorry, I didn't mean to backtrack. So this planet gives us the supersensory. Supersensory opens doors to mystical experiences and the transcendental. On this level, it is hard to discern where perception moves into deception, illusion, and fake appearances, and so Neptune is associated with all of these, with drugs of all kinds and pseudo-realities. But yeah, with, you know, considering we've been in the age of Pisces, and so many people were in delusion and realities, it's almost like Neptune has been ruling us, because it has been, because it rules Pisces.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're coming out of it, more and more people are getting out of the delusion. So many
And
people
it's
are
funny.
waking up.
It's funny that you should say that, because I think the powers that be have used perception, how we perceive things, in order to deceive us.
Yeah.
So
And if
that
you
does
pay
make a lot of
attention,
sense. Yeah.
and if you just paid attention to what we just read, we just came from Pisces, and we're in Aquarius. What is Aquarius? Insight. I mean, I'm sorry, not Aquarius, Uranus. What is Aquarius ruled by? Uranus.
Uranus,
Insight,
the rule of
intuition,
Aquarius.
Mm-hmm.
waking up, yeah.
What we're
Lightning
moving into.
insights,
Yeah, makes sense.
being eccentric, being yourself, being original. Oh boy. See, this is why you need to know this. This is important.
You know what else I see?
What?
Where it says an openness for all that is new, unknown, and unusual. For all the asleep people,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it might give them an oomph to
Yeah.
wake up, because they want to
Yeah.
be like, oh, what
Like
are
an electric
people?
charge under their butt. Yeah.
Yeah, like what are they doing? You know?
An
And you know what's
intriguement.
even
They're
more
like, because we're
amazing?
all.
Go on, Summer. Carry on.
No, go
Sorry to
ahead.
interrupt. What I was going to say, what's even more amazing is that Uranus is currently in Aries. So it's in everyone's head.
Oh,
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I was just looking at that.
Everyone.
All of us.
Like, no
So
matter where it is
that
in your chart.
energy.
No, go
okay.
ahead.
Yeah, it is transiting Aries.
Yeah, I was going to say, because, like, yeah, no matter where it is in your chart, the Aries for everyone is the head. So, collectively, whoa, boy, we're getting a charge to the head. You better wake your ass up. Like, you better do all these things. You can ignore it. Totally. You can totally ignore it, but you're going to probably have a bad backlash with your health because it's going to shock you. It's like an electric shock. Like you're at the hospital and you got the shocks on your chest. It's like, wake up, like that's
Yeah.
what's going on right now. It's like, wake up out of your delusion. And if you don't, something bad may happen. Like, truly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you cannot defy the planets for too long, especially something that's going to last. I mean, Uranus is going to be ruling us for how long? They're like 2,000-year cycles. It's like, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. There's no more delusion. There's I know, not I believe. Not I believe. You don't want to believe anything. You want to know.
Exactly.
You want to know, and that's what Uranus is. That's what Aquarius is. It's like, I know and I see.
Real talk.
Oh my gosh, this is so spiritual. Okay. All right. Pluto. Pluto describes how we deal with power, personal and non-personal, be it through suffering the power of others or exercising it ourselves. It describes how we meet the demonic and magical, our regenerative powers, and our capacity for radical change and rebirth, the cycles of dying and becoming. Scorpio. 100% Scorpio.
Mm.
So, yeah, like for me, I never saw Pluto as a man. I saw it as a very, very powerful, like, warrioress. Like, I won't even say, like, because if you look at the glyph, right there, there's the feminine sign right there, the bottom part. And then the arms are up.
To be quite honest with you, that looks very much like the Ankh to me.
Yeah.
The only difference is that that bottom part's been added, but
Yeah.
it looks like the Ankh.
Yeah. It does look like the Ankh. I never put that together. I like that. And notice how it says, it describes how we deal with power.
Mm-hmm.
Personal and non-personal. Be it through suffering the power of others or exercising it ourselves. So it's like our willpower, like the power within us all.
Which means that what did you say about the power? You said that it's, hold on, I just lost it for a second.
The power of others, or the personal power?
Yeah, which kind of mostly resonates with me about, like, when I see like Pluto and the Scorpio, I just imagine the Stinger because they're like really intense people. Like Scorpio, it's really intense, and also to me, it's like when it comes to the personal power, it's more about just because they're intense, they can fall quickly into the dark side or kind of like the light side. It depends.
Yeah, it's really whatever they want. I can say that it can be manipulative too.
Yeah.
And like we said, there is no good and bad. This is just a quality on a darker side. It can be manipulative, but you can manipulate things for good. Like you could see an so-called evil person and know how to manipulate it to where it's not gonna affect you. Like you can like knowing the programming of somebody who manipulate the energy in your favor to protect you. That's Pluto.
Okay.
Because it's dealing with your personal power and non-personal power. So it's like, I would think it's like somebody's influence over you, or your influence over somebody. Like you're tapping into your inner Pluto right now. You're tapping into your Pluto.
Yep.
That could be it. So.
I agree.
Yeah. What do you think, Mel? Ruthie? God. You? Do we agree?
I'm still digesting that one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Definitely, it's a
I,
lot.
I see the Scorpio stuff, and but for me, that I'm looking at that more from a place of personal. You know, where it says it describes how you meet the demonic and the magical.
Yeah, that was very intense.
You know what I mean? So that's not just external to ourselves, that's within ourselves
Mm-hmm.
too. And that magical is part of the energy of the transformation is when you actually see that magic within yourself.
Mm-hmm. And how to work
So
with
yeah,
it, like, and
exactly.
how to balance that,
Exactly.
because notice how it's
So
two extremes.
that's interesting. Yeah,
And also, I can add
very
something
interesting. I've never been.
Go ahead.
about the Scorpio. Like, we know that it's like where all the reproductive organs are, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's like, we know that's water, and also speaking about magical things, it's like how the reproductive organs create like a new organism, like the baby. It's like magic.
True. Yeah, so true.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
very sexual. It's a very sexual planet. That's why I think it deals with like a lot of power, because
Hmm.
it's not so romantic. It's more of like the depth. It's more of like getting to like the root, the just like healing. I see a lot of like just a lot of like like a like going into a dark pit into yourself and coming out.
Yeah.
You know, that whole descent and ascent.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. It's that mountain that we all have to climb. In the valley we all have to descend into. That's very, very beautiful. Okay.
And it's funny,
So,
you know, because the Scorpio sometimes stings itself.
yeah.
So you can kind of see where Pluto's going in seeing the demons within yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
That's very true. Demons and yourself. I like that. They need to include that in their descriptions. Well, we're making our own, damn it. Okay. Okay. Chiron. Chiron is a comet with a unique and erratic orbit. See? Yeah. In the natal
Ah,
chart, yeah, Chiron is symbolized by the wounded healer. It represents our deepest wound and our efforts to heal the wound. Chiron was named after the centaur in Greek mythology, who was a healer and a teacher who ironically could not heal himself. So it's something that, okay, anyways, Chiron in our natal charts points to where we are where we have healing powers as the result of our own deep spiritual wounds.
ah, you what?
What, you want me to
That
read it again?
no. But that's the other way around in regards to how I understood it, because
Yeah.
I thought it was wherever Chiron was in your chart, he was showing where your wound is. This person's talking about it's showing you where the gift has come in through the wound.
Because of that wound.
Mm,
Because of
now I'm
that wound.
confused.
Okay, let's keep reading. We may overcompensate in these areas of life. Chiron, as a wounded healer, first must face issues of low self-worth and feelings of inadequacy and learn to rise above these issues. Because the wound goes deep, and we may work hard to overcome the wound, healing powers are potent. So, it's as if we won't ever be complete in that area, but we have the power to heal others from that. Is that making sense, Mel? Or
Chiron is
Ruth?
tough. Yes, it does. He's tough, or she's tough.
Yeah. It's like kind of like a very bittersweet
Mm-hmm. That's the word.
energy.
That's the word, yeah.
It's a very bittersweet energy because it's that doubt, the low self-worth, feelings of inadequacy,
Mm-hmm.
and learn to rise above these issues because the wounds, it's like you're healing yourself through healing others, not from your, it's very interesting. What are you getting from it, Mel? What do you think?
This is having to reprogram my mind because how I've always understood Chiron was that wherever he was where the wound resided. That's what you came in with. But this is actually the other way around, saying that um, that you actually have healing powers in this point. So I'm a bit, I don't know what I think.
Let me
I
see.
don't
Let me
know.
see.
You know what?
What?
If maybe Melanie, if you look at your chart and see where Chiron is, maybe it'll make more sense. Because I'm.
But it,
Does it? What do you think?
where it is in my chart makes sense to the wound that I've got. So this is why I'm saying I don't really understand
I didn't get what you said.
how they've put
Yeah,
it.
it kind of cut off. It's
The
what? Say
beginning
that
of what
again.
you said.
Where Chiron is in my chart, I understand it as being my wound because that's where a lot of my challenges come up. So, in reflection to what this website has just said, that's making me change my thinking now of could it actually be that it's not a wound, but it is actually energy of healing, or more to the point, I'm experiencing it in order that I see that um, there are opportunities to heal.
Yeah.
Do you
It's
see what I
definitely, it's
mean?
still the wound. It's still the wound. It's almost like with spiritual warriors. It's like we're wounded, but because we've gone through the wounds and we have I feel like it's like a spiritual, like the journey of the spiritual path. It's like we all come through our lives with some kind of wound, and through the deep inner work, we can come out and help others from it. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. See, I went through another explanation because it can't hurt. We wanna have like see what everybody's take on it and then agree or disagree or whatever. So in mythology, all right, in very ancient times, Chiron, the wounded healer, was originally a god of healing. In later mythology, as a teacher of heroes and an oracle, he survived as one of the centaurs. These wild creatures, half man and half horse, were not noted either for their sensitivity or their intelligence and represented mankind's attachment to the lower animal passions. In modern astrology, he stands for the deep karmic wounds and the subconscious that we have come to this life to heal. So this is like some
Okay.
past stuff
You see what I
too.
mean? So
You came
now
here with it.
he's talking the way that I understand it. That's how I understand it. The other website was talking as if we've actually shifted through the wound and we've come in with a gift regarding the wound. It's two
Mm,
different perspectives on the same thing,
right.
Yeah.
and which is actually still quite interesting because in the same, if you look at it from a place of perspective, if you're
Mm-hmm.
looking at it that you have actually healed from the wound and you have come in with the gift of that wound, that would actually benefit us more
Yeah.
if we thought of it like that.
The wound.
Yeah, has it already been healed?
Okay.
So I'm gonna look at that a little bit more deeply later. That was quite
Definitely.
interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
And what about the transitions? I tried to find something. I could not find anything about the Chiron transitioning in different houses.
Yeah, I couldn't either. I just found a list of like, just look in cafeastrology.com. They have everything. So, okay. Um, let's look at. No, we're not doing this. All right, so since we just did the planets and we touched on the signs with that, shall we go into more of an explanation and description of each sign?
Okay.
Okay.
Lovely.
Okay, great. So, perfect. I'm already on it. All right. So, Aries.
Can you make it
So,
any
what?
bigger by any chance, Summer?
Say it again?
Is it possible to make the screen any bigger?
Yeah.
Is it possible to make the screen any bigger?
Yeah. Yep.
Please?
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
How's that?
Excellent.
Perfect.
Lovely.
Great.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, so the Ram, Aries. Perfect representation of Mars. Spring. Penetrating sperm.
Isn't that what we
Active.
said?
What?
Isn't that what we said earlier? Penetrating sperm.
Yeah, that's why I said it. I was like, penetrating sperm. It's not on the website, but that'd be funny if they did. It's like penetrating sperm. Okay. All right. It's red, 'cause fire. Very opposite of passive. Okay. We know this. We know it's the soldier. Active, initiating, leading, independent, aggressive, impatient, combative, energetic, pioneering, naive, assertive, naive, because they just go for it. They don't know. They're very naive to the situation. They're just, boom, I don't care, boom. It's almost like self-serving, but not in a, I wouldn't say not in a conspiratorial way. It's more of like instinctual, you know? Very instinctual. Okay. Aries is symbolized by the ram. The ram has come to represent male fertility, aggression, and courage. A ram's horn is part of a cornucopia, the horn of plenty, symbolizing abundance. Very interesting, because the spiral, you see right here, the spiral. In history, rams were often symbols of leadership. Aries natives are said to be the leaders and pioneers. Yeah, just going for it, climbing up the mountain. Don't even care how long it's going to take me. Don't care how hard it's going to be. I'm going to go. I'm going to go. I'm going to go. Rams butt their heads into their enemies, and Aries natives are thought to approach life head on. The glyph for Aries is a straightforward one. It depicts the ram's horns. No crap. Definitely does. And it's cardinal. Let's all not forget this, because this is going to tie into the houses. Because Aries being the first house, it's cardinal. Cardinal. Anything starting, anything is cardinal. Start of spring, Aries. Start of summer, Cancer. Start of fall, Libra. Start of winter, Capricorn. All cardinal. All angular houses. All of them. Okay. yeah, so I'm going to get this other thing ready on my drive because it's going to tie all of that. There it is. So right here, you can see my thingy right there. Oh, can you see it? Oh, this damn mirror thing. Okay, angular. I am. You know, I can pull this up on the computer. One second. Okay. I am your character. Very self. I need to know me before I know anybody. I am. I exist. I'm here. Here I am. Angular. The infant. I don't know about that. First house. Okay, so Taurus. Ooh. Just go back. Here we go. Taurus, the bull. The bull. Not like the ram, but they're cousins. Kind of. Okay. Well, they have to be. Okay. Fixed Earth. Not mutable. Fixed. So it still kind of has an Aries energy to it, even though it's not go get it, but it still has that attitude of staying right the hell where it is. It's like that forceful with not budging. Like, I'm gonna take that electricity and make it like passive, but not passive in a submitting way, but more of like a foundational fixed earth, because it has to be passive and receptive because it's a female sign, so it has to have that passivity because earth has water in it, which makes it material and feminine. And I didn't say this before, but we all know that Mars is electric, is in masculine energy, the modality, the polarity. Electric, and then now we're on Taurus, magnetism. Fixed earth. Okay. Persevering, down to earth, stable, stubborn, possessive, prosperous, dependable, physical, sensual. The neck and the throat. The ruler is Venus. For centuries, the bull has been a symbol of strength, tenacity, I can't freaking talk today, virility, and power. Left alone, a bull will happily graze.
Tenacity.
What? Tenacity? Is that what you said? I can't hear you, Mel.
Yeah, she was just repeating the pronunciation of the word.
All right, cool. Awesome. Left alone, a bull will happily graze, but if it is bothered, it will charge. Similarly, the Taurus personality is thought to be calm and peaceful, but when their anger is aroused, their temper can wicked. See how it still has that Mars energy in it? Yeah, it's just in a different way. That's why they go together. That's why they're the pairs. Awesome. Taurians are often quite disturbed by sudden changes. They prefer their lives stable and secure. So it's almost like it's got like post-traumatic stress from Mars. It's like I don't want to charge, but it's like it's in a different way. Post-traumatic stress. Okay. They prefer their lives stable. Like, we don't have to go up the mountain. We can just sit at home and paint and eat some cookies. Taurians are thought to be persevering, strong individuals who can also be quite bullheaded. They can be dogged and determined when they have a goal in mind. Taurians are also quite sensual and often self-indulgent beasts, in quotation marks. The glyph for Taurus, quite simply, represents the bull's head.
Summer, are you there?
I can't hear any either.
Hi, Melanie. Yeah,
I
I hear
see.
banging. Do you hear that? It sounds like
Yeah.
somebody's hammering. Oh man, all right. And
But
her picture froze also.
okay, so we're all still here. She's just not. She's gone.
Okay, what about Tanya? Is she here? My kids are loud in the background. That's why I have my mic muted.
Oh, I'm here. My mic's been muted.
Okay,
Okay, then some of that's gone. She'll call back.
here she comes, I think.
Melanie, did you write down how many days they stay in one sign? Because mine are messed up.
Yeah, I
Can
did.
you double check them real quick?
Which ones did you want?
All of them.
Oh, you're joking. Okay, the sun, 365 days in each sign, and 30.4 days in each sign.
Mhm.
The moon, 27 days in each sign. Mercury, 88 days, 88 days in each sign, and
No, 7.3 days in each sign.
yeah, and 88 days to complete.
Yeah. Just tell me in each sign how many days they stay.
Okay, Venus, 18.7 days.
Mhm.
In Aries, 57 days.
Mhm.
Jupiter, 11.7 months.
Mhm.
Saturn, 2.4 years.
Mhm.
Uranus, 7 years.
Mhm.
And Neptune, 13.7 years.
Yeah.
And
Good.
Pluto, 20 years.
Okay, so the sun stays in one sign 30.4 days, right? So like
30,
1 month, basically in a sign.
yeah,
Yeah.
or just over a month.
Yeah.
Can you tell me Mercury, what was it? 7 point?
3.
Okay,
7.3. Yeah. Okay.
thank
Perfect.
you.
No problem.
Hmm. I'll be
So
right
someone
back.
disappeared.
Tanya,
Yep. Someone
I'll be
disappeared.
back in 2 minutes. I'll be back.
Okay.
All right.
It's only me and you, Ruthie. I guess it's only me. Wow, that's a lonely conversation here. Only by myself. Greg, don't study too much.
Hi, I'm back. I had to go see my children for a minute.
Oh no, that's fine. I was having a lonely conversation by myself here.
Oh my goodness. So,
Huh?
where's Melanie? Is she there?
She said she'll be here in a second, and then Summer is online, but I don't know what happened.
I was gonna say, what are you like living in Maine? What are you doing?
Yeah,
Hello?
Hi, Summer.
Wow.
Hi, how long was I gone?
10 minutes?
Nuh-uh. YouTube? Well, I don't know if we're live yet. I think we are. Yeah. Yes, we're live. Okay, great. All right. Okay. So I left off with Taurus before it cut off. Damn it. So, Taurus is the I have, obviously, and it's a succeedant house. Did y'all hear me say that at least?
No.
No.
Oh my God. Okay. So there's Ruthie. All right, great. So Taurus is a succeedant house, and notice how it says angular, and under that it says now, and then future, and then past. I think that's very interesting because Aries being right in the now, responding off of the now. It's not really, it's just going with what its instincts are telling it. And then Taurus being the future, because the reason why is because it already has collected everything that it needs. It's sitting in its own materialness. It's I have, it's the money. It's, let's see, right here. The second house is concerned with how we respond to or field, whatever. That doesn't make sense. Okay, impulses or unique and personal qualities we manifest via our first house. So it's the manifestation. We just experience Mars's electricity and the magnetism, which is pulling that in and responding and manifesting into reality. It's the material, like you just penetrated me and now it's creating and manifesting into the physical world. The material, your possessions, everything that you've acquired, the information of that electricity. The magnetism is absorbing and manifesting the information, regurgitating it out. It's very receptive. It's passive. Magnetism. Okay. Succeedant. It's a succeedant house, so that's security. That's okay. angular, action, succeedant, security, cadent, learning. So the angular houses are the action houses because they have to be. They're the cardinal signs. They're the start of the season. They're extremely important in that way. They have to start it. They're the initiation. No matter which sign you are, you have that drive in you. Just like there's this sense of like fieriness. No matter if you're a water sign or an earth sign or an air sign, there's this, you have this action to you. That's the quality of the sign. It's cardinal. It's, there you go. Anyway, succeedant. The security. So all of the fixed signs have this security vibe to them, and I can totally see that with Scorpio and Aquarius, because those are the fixed signs. And they all express it in a very different way. Okay, so the second house is how we hold or have things, possessions, material goods, money, and the like. The second house always refers to how we secure ourselves, the kind of response we get from life and those around us. Okay, very homey. Okay.
Also, Aries is like the spark.
Yeah, the spark, the flame.
The flame.
Mm-hmm. And Taurus is the earth, fixed earth, very unmovable. Man, did it cut out like the signs when I went into the sign, like the depth of the description of the sign too? Like, did you guys get this at all?
Yes. Yeah, we did.
Okay, great. Awesome. Beautiful. Woo! All right. Gemini, the twins. Woo! Roman numeral 2 is the sign, the glyph for it. So it's mutable, air, Mercury, the ruler, the last quadrant of spring before summer. It's the hands, the arms, the lungs, anything twin. So yeah, the lungs, anything in this upper area, the hands, the arms, the chest, the lungs. Talkative, mental, adaptable, flexible, changeable, responsive, sociable, superficial. That is totally Mercury. So sporadic and very changing. It's never in the same place. So you want, it wouldn't really, it would be very interesting to see Mercury.
You're breaking up, Summer. You're breaking up.
Am I? How about now?
Now it's perfect.
Okay. I was saying, like, it's not that you wouldn't want this, but it would be interesting to see what Mercury and Taurus would look like, because that's like the opposite of what Mercury likes.
Mhm.
Or not even just that, but like maybe like a like Pisces or something. Because Pisces is absolutely no structure. But I would see how that could work, because it's still adaptable and flexible and changeable, but Pisces doesn't. Anyways, we'll wait for that. It's the twins. So Geminis are said to have a dual nature, as symbolized by twins. This duality also represents exchange and interaction. The sign of Gemini is closely associated with exchange of ideas and communication and trade. The sign of Gemini is thought to be very adaptable and flexible, sometimes to the point of being two different personalities. The glyph for Gemini depicts two lines joined together, showing the symbolism of the twins and the duality of the nature of the sign. And it's a cadent house. So Cadent is what follows, is what's, it comes before the angular, so it's something that's leading up. It's literally like a pyramid. Like the angular is up the mountain, the succeeded is going down it, and then the cadent is about to go back up. It's like it's at that point where you're going up again. Then, okay, very interesting. Okay. The child, I think. All right. So, all right, then we already read that. All right. We have Cancer the crab. It's funny, it's Cancer the crab, but they put a fucking lobster. Excuse my language. What the hell? That's a lobster. It's not a crab. What the
Yeah,
hell?
with a little imagination, it can become a crab.
Is that a spider lobster too? Oh, look at the legs. It's a spider lobster. All right. Anyways, it's interesting. Okay, that's so funny. All right. Cancer the crab. Cardinal. The first. It's the second angular house. Cardinal. Very important. Water. The ruler is the moon. The season is the very peak of summer, or not the peak, but the very beginning of summer. Fourth sign of the zodiac. The anatomy is the breast and the stomach, which is right under the breast. A lot of people think your stomach's like in your belly. It's actually not. It's right under your boobs, or your breast, excuse me. Keywords. I'm all explicit today. My bad. Gentle. Conservative, feeling, nurturing, defensive, contemplative. I notice how they don't have very many descriptive words for this one. Very interesting. I could go on and on about Cancer. Interesting. A crab is able to walk or run sideways. Similarly, Cancer natives can sometimes move about in life in a figurative sense. Oh wait, excuse me. Cancer natives can sometimes move about in life in a figurative sense in an indirect manner. Very passive-aggressive, it can be. Very indirect. So Mars is direct. That's kind of pretty much the opposite. All right. The crab's body is covered by a carapace, which is a shell. I don't know why they didn't just say shell. Okay. Cancer natives are self-protective and sensitive, and often retreat into themselves when hurt. Crabs are able to resist change in the environment, thereby protecting themselves from hostile elements in various habitats. Similarly, Cancer natives are thought to avoid too much change and to be on the defensive. Crabs have complex behavior patterns. The inner world of Cancer natives is thought to be rather quirky and complex. Some crabs conceal themselves by decorating their bodies with plants and animals. Cancer natives tend to try to blend in with their environment, preferring not to make a big splash in life. Cancer's glyph or symbol may represent the breast as a symbol of nurturing qualities of the sign. However, what I just read about them wanting to blend in with their environment, I don't think that that's true unless it's like when they're wanting to retreat. If they want to retreat, yeah, they're going to try to do that. But it's something you just can't miss. It's like if they want to blend in or not, you can't. It's pretty much impossible for them because there's this energy about them that's, even though they want to blend in, they just can't when they're upset or something like that. They're not easy. You can pretty much read it on their face and their energy. It's not something that they can hide. So I think that's very funny how they say, yeah, they tend to try to blend in.
Yeah, my husband is a Cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
very
like,
true.
yeah, very interesting. All right.
Also about cancers, they
Mhm.
tend to like always be too protective and be like close to home. They don't like those changes of like
Yeah.
traveling. Just like the crab, it stays in its shell
Yeah.
unless you get
Absolutely.
stuff.
Awesome. Okay. Ah, water spilling all over me. Okay.
Summer, I want to ask something else. Why
What?
those numbers? I want to ask something about those numbers. Why they go from 1, 9, 8, 4, 6, 11?
Because, thank you for asking that question. If you look here, follow my mouse,
Okay.
you have the angular, which is the first, and then jump to the next yellow one, which is the 4, and then the 3, and then the 2. But if you go the other way, it's basically going in the number of importance, apparently. That's how Santos did it. So, first house is the most important house. Then the second most important would be Capricorn. And then, which would be the 10th house, excuse me, 10th house. And then the next one would be partnerships, which is the 7th house, and then the 4th house. I don't necessarily I don't really get that.
Okay, because it's a little bit confusing.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay attention to those numbers for right now.
Okay. You know I'm into details, so I want to know.
Oh no, that's good. I know. I like whenever when he explained very briefly, like a week or so ago, whenever we had the class, and I think it's something he's going to dive more into as the lessons go on, and that maybe we'll be able to understand more. But as for right now, I don't really agree with it. But that's just me. Maybe because I don't fully understand it. So.
Maybe.
I
Okay.
could, I paid a lot of attention when he was teaching this.
Mhm.
And what I could do, Tanya, is, well, do you remember, Summer, which was the episode, which astrology class it was? Because that's what I was going to link.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
it's the one with Greg in it. So if you can look on the screen, you can see Greg. It's the first one he ever appeared in. But I think it was the one where we were having all those technical difficulties. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think it was part 2, reading the birth chart.
I think it was
Okay.
part.
I
Tanya,
think that's the
No,
one that I watch. I think.
actually, no, it wasn't that one. I'm getting that one mixed up.
I could look it up and then put it in the chat while
Yeah,
we.
do
Perfect.
that.
Would you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh, she left the call.
Okay, she's gonna come back.
Yeah, she'll come back. Okay, so anyways, so we did Cancer, and that's the angular house. I feel it's your home, your parents. Here, let's go right here.
And of course, feel because isn't it the moon?
Yeah, it's the moon. It's gotta be. It's gotta
Yeah.
be. Yep. So the 4th house. The 4th house is where we send down roots, find our limits, and generally secure ourselves. It is the end of any searching we might have done in the 3rd house. Here we find or end our search, settle down, and manage to get in possession of the whole situation. This is our home and the base from which we can work, feel, and experience. This is our root of our experience, the core or the thick of it. So, and again, if you see right here, it says fire is identity, earth is material, air is social and intellectual, water is soul and emotional.
Yeah.
Very, okay, awesome. So the next one.
Tell me more about me that I don't know.
And then, okay, so the next one is Leo. Okay. Like, what in the... I love these glyphs.
Oh my
They're
god.
so... Do you
That's
see
a
this?
weird picture
That
of
looks
a
like a butt
lion
crack or
that
something.
I've ever seen.
What is that?
That looks like a leaf with a hole in it. And a pencil. That looks like a pencil in the... Oh
Okay, this is great. Okay.
my god. Okay. I'll pretend that that's a lion.
Yeah.
Come on.
I like the glyph for Leo because it looks like a big ass ponytail. Like
It
you
does.
see the head and the ponytail, and it's funny because the hair is like the main thing. You
Yep.
know, it's the main
I
man.
love my hair.
It's the
It's my
main.
signature. I think that for a lion, the hair is kind of like a signature.
Yeah, yeah. Very interesting. I can spot a Leo. Like I
Yeah.
really can. Okay. Mm. All right. The modality is fixed. Fire is the element, and the ruler is the sun. The season is summer, and it's the 5th house of the zodiac. The keywords are magnanimous, generous, hospitable, caring, warm, authoritative, active, open, shining like the sun. The majestic lion, the king of the beast, is Leo's symbol. Throughout history, the lion has symbolized sovereignty, rulership, and courage. The lion's size and strength have captured human imagination since ancient times. Leos, like lions, are thought to be strong leaders. They generally have a regal quality to them and possess a noble manner that is hard to miss. The glyph for Leo represents the mane of the lion. Okay, so if we look right here, it's a succedent house, and it's fixed. All of the succedent houses have fixed signs. They're all fixed.
What does succeeding house means?
Succedent, by definition, let's look at by definition what it means. Okay. Okay. Any of the 4 houses that fall between the angular and cadent houses, the 2nd, 5th, 8th, and which correspond to respectivity to possessions and values, love and creation, shared possessions and resources, and friends and social concerns. Succedent by word means following or succeeding, subsequent.
Okay.
Okay. So
Got it.
this one's a little bit more. Hold on. I like this. Okay.
I like that website. I was reading of it
Oh
today.
man, it's really good. Yeah, the 5th house rules your hobbies, romantic interests, children, and creative pursuits. What you find most fun and how you have fun can be found by the sign on the cusp and planets within the house. The kind of romantic you are, how you want to be courted, and people you date and fall in love with are also ruled by the 5th house. Children are ruled by this house, the personality types, and your approaches towards them. What you're most creative with, what you feel best at creating, falls here as well. Generally, people with planets here, except Saturn, are highly creative people. The 5th house is ruled by Leo and the Sun as a succedent house.
So if you have Saturn in the 5th house, what does that mean? It's funny because I have it in the 5th house.
You do? You have Saturn in the 5th house?
Yes.
We'll definitely talk about that one. I'm going to make a note of that. That's interesting.
Okay, let's talk about it because this just shocked me. I didn't even notice it until now.
And
Hilarious.
5th. All right, I wrote it down. Okay. So, and it makes sense as to why Leo naturally rules the 5th house, because of what the 5th house represents. It's what everything you love to do. You want to play, you want to shine, you just want to be creative, expansive, and just be the sun, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Reproductive, you know, your children. Typically, apparently, whatever planets fall into the I may be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure the 5th house represents in a woman the kind of kids you're going to have. So, very interesting.
Oh, so I shouldn't have kids then.
Ooh, I don't know.
Maybe
We're gonna check into that.
I'm just kidding. Come on, let's go. Proceed. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. Okay. So the next one, are you still there, Mel?
Yeah.
Okay, you just haven't spoken in a while. All right, cool.
Mhm.
The next one
I'm
is
listening.
what?
I'm listening.
Okay, cool. Oh, and by the way, Cancer is apparently the adolescent, and then Leo is apparently the teenager. I will.
Nice.
Creativity, pleasure, future is underneath the succeedant part. And then the next one we have is a cadent house, which is past underneath that. And it's the adult. I analyze. Misfortune. I love how that's all that it says is misfortune? What the heck? Okay, interesting. All right. Right here. The 6th house. The 6th house rules your health, routine, work environment, and pets. The health ailments you're most prone to and the way you approach your health are found by the sign on the cusp and the planets within the house.
Can we go back to that other website?
Yeah.
The one that shows us the modalities and the...
Yeah, definitely.
Please. Thank you. That's it.
Was that it? No, that was Chiron. Okay, hold on.
That was the one with the really cool pictures.
Yeah, the funky pictures.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, fixed. Modality. Oh, we already went through Leo. Okay.
Yeah.
Virgo. The Virgin. Modality is mutable. Element is Earth. Ruler is Mercury. Season is summer. The 6th sign of the zodiac. The anatomy is the intestines and the nervous system. Very interesting. Keywords is analytical, intelligent, reserved, critical, helpful, and conscientious. Virgo's symbol is the Virgin and is often considered a shy lady-in-waiting personality. Oh, it's considered a shy lady-in-waiting personality that is a little naive. Though Virgos are seldom celibate, they often keep their personal identity intact throughout their lives. This composure is virginal in nature. Virgo's symbol is sometimes shown as a woman carrying a sheaf of wisdom, representing the harvesting of wheat at the time of year of the Virgo, late summer. The glyph for Virgo is thought to depict the sexual organs with a tail that wraps inward, closing itself to the world. This in contrast to the symbol for Scorpio, which is similar except that the tail points outward and upward in an arrow. Interesting. So, and if you kind of look, it looks like the Jesus fish.
Yeah.
Right there.
The sign of Pisces.
Yeah. Which is its exact opposite, and it's mutable too.
Mm.
Very interesting. And a cadent, obviously. Okay. So, and then right here, yeah, I analyze. All right, the next one. Libra.
Oh my god. Those pictures are killing me.
What? Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep it to myself.
Yeah, I can't get over the freaking crab one. Okay, Libra. I think this is cool because it's what Santos pointed out to me. It looks like the sun setting over the horizon.
Mhm.
And it's the Omega symbol, Alpha and Omega.
Mhm.
Very interesting. Okay. Modality is cardinal. Element is air. Ruler is Venus. Season is fall, the very beginning of fall. And seventh sign of the zodiac. Keywords: just, sociable, refined, accommodating, kind, fair, diplomatic, likable, indecisive, respectful, and artistic. The anatomy is the kidneys, because it's the Midgard. It filters every single thing you do in your body. Everything. They are the filters. Okay. A balance weighs and measures, and so do Libra natives. Librans seek equality, harmony, and balance. The scales are also a symbol of justice. Libra's symbol is the only symbol in the zodiac that is inanimate. I was just talking to Mel about this. It is not represented by an animal or a person. Where is Libra in your chart? This is the area of life where you strive for balance and equilibrium. So pay attention to where Libra is in your chart. If this part of your life seems unbalanced, you seek to change that. It is the sphere of your life that you strive to be fair and just. The glyph or symbol of Libra represents the setting sun. It also resembles a equal sign, though it more accurately reflects an approximately equal to symbol. Again, Libra's drive to compare and balance is represented in its glyph. I balance marriage, partnership, and the seventh house rules all of your one-on-one relationships, called the descendant, or DC for short. It's along an axis with the first house, the house of the self, and is the house of others. Marriage, how you feel about commitment, what you expect in a relationship, and personal, or in a relationship, personal or business, and the kind of partner you're attracted to for a relationship, personally and in business, fall under the rulership of this house.
Really?
This house also rules your open enemies. Open enemies, because secret enemies is the 12th house. So, just one little disclaimer. Anything from 1 to 6 is all about you. That's your personal life. Anything from 7 to 12 is you and others. It's strictly involving the outside world. So, if you pay attention,
Somebody's hoovering.
hey, Tanya,
What?
Are you hoovering, hon?
we can hear the vacuum or whatever is that.
That's not the vacuum, that's from the computer. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Well,
Wow.
hold on, I'll mute.
Okay. It's okay.
You can
All
hear
right.
the vacuum. I'm like, who's I don't know.
Okay. So this house also rules your open enemies, a different kind of relationship most don't think of. The 7th house is ruled by Libra and Venus and is an angular house. I think what's very interesting here that all of the air signs are all social. because Gemini is about your siblings. I'm sorry, the third house, which is represented by Gemini, is your siblings. Libra is about your partnership, and then Aquarius is about groups, social, humanitarian work, like all involving other people. So not only are air signs intellectual, they're social.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
cool. We already read that. Scorpio. Do you see this? Am I the only one that sees this? It's the same freaking picture. Okay, no, it's not. It kind of is, though. All right. Scorpio, the scorpion/eagle. Modality is fixed. Element is water. Ruler is Pluto and Mars. The season is fall. The 8th sign of the zodiac. The anatomy is the genital organs, bladder, and bowels. I think that's very interesting before we continue, because not only is it like creation, it's excretion too. It's like creation, and then the bowels and the bladder is all about letting go and releasing. Excrement. Death and birth, because your tummy and the... Yeah, okay. Keywords: passionate, perceptive, resourceful, possessive, psychological, prowling, determined, probing, fixed, focused. Comparison with Scorpio symbol, the scorpion. Scorpions have 2 lobster-like claws, and when a scorpion captures its victims with its claws, it inflicts a disabling sting with its tail. Scorpios are thought to be rather cunning and sometimes revengeful. Having a Scorpio mother. Dual nature of Scorpio. A second symbol for Scorpio is the eagle. The golden eagle has been regarded from ancient times as a symbol of courage and power. The eagle represents clear vision and intelligence and power. It is a majestic bird and also symbolizes freedom. Scorpios, with their perceptiveness, have the potential to see things more clearly than others. How they handle the power of this vision will depend on whether they are at the level of scorpion or an eagle. Very, very intense, very spiritual. Sign is very powerful, very, very intense sign. Scorpio's glyph or symbol looks like the letter M with a tail. The curves show the grounded nature of the sign, ending in an upward turn arrow, symbolizing the need for action and the striving for something higher. Some believe the symbol represents the male genitals. The sign of Scorpio is strongly connected to sex. I mean, duh, it rules that area. Okay, so the 8th house in astrology, which it is, well, let's look at this, is I desire, sex, regeneration, death. It's a succeedant house. The 8th house. 8th house rules other people's money and transformation. The other people's money can mean debt, taxes, inheritance, joint finances, spouse, partner, and loans. This house is on an axis with the 2nd house, exactly opposite, and is an axis of money. Is an axis of money. 2nd, your money. 8th, other people's money. Transformations can be mental and emotional. Physically, it can be sex, the start of life, pregnancy, processes of life and major transformation to women's bodies, and death, both literal and figuratively. The more serious side of life and deep thought are very 8th house. The 8th house also tends to be misunderstood a bit, seen as depressing. This house, yes, a lot of people just, that's what I'm saying, it's very unfortunate that so many people who just truly do not understand astrology are freaking astrologers, or call themselves astrologers, and they're not doing a good job. It's really unfortunate. Okay. This house is one of the 3 relationship houses. 5th is love, 7th, commitment, 8th, sex. The 8th house is ruled by Scorpio and Pluto, and is a succedent house. Okay. Oh boy, yeah. I think when we get into this quadrant of the wheel, like the northern, which is technically the outer wheel, 7 through 12, we're looking at a lot of deep depth. There's no shallowness to these signs. I feel like it's impossible.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
yeah.
And I think because it goes to the lower parts of the hemisphere, then we're dealing with the unknown parts, the parts that are in the darkness. So
Yeah.
it is going to go deep, because I think we have a lot of emotions that are embedded in us, and we don't really have a clue what we're feeling half of the time. So that makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the darkness. That's where everything comes from.
Yeah.
Anyways. Sag! Cool.
Yeah.
Woo! The bow and arrow, or the archer. Okay. Modality is mutable. Element is fire. The ruler is Jupiter. Season is fall. 9th sign of the zodiac. Very powerful number. Extremely powerful number. The anatomy is the hips, thighs, and muscles. Interesting. Okay. Optimistic is the keywords. Restless, enthusiastic, adventurous, honest, irresponsible, outspoken, independent. Comparison with its symbol. What'd you say?
I said, yeah.
Okay. Sagittarius is symbolized by the archer, half man, half horse. This symbolizes the Sagittarian attempts to free itself from man's animal nature. The centaur is thought to symbolize the development of the human soul. It symbolizes the animal natures and desires of man, as well as its spiritual aspirations. In Greek mythology, centaurs were adventurous, brave, and wise. They were also given to brawling and uncivilized behavior. Okay. The glyph for Sagittarius is a straightforward one. It depicts the archer's arrow slung in a bow. This glyph symbolizes the desire for direction, higher purpose, and abundance. I think that's very beautiful, because see how it says free itself, the attempt to free itself from man's animal nature, hence the higher learning, wanting to expand and shoot for the stars, you know?
Yeah.
Very interesting. Oh. And then Sagittarius is knowledge, I see, mental exploration, travel. Okay. The 9th house rules higher education, philosophical pursuits, long distance travel, and the law. Higher education refers to your secondary education, like college. This house shows what kind of philosophies you subscribe to. Is that better? Like reading? Okay. Travel that's far from home falls here. Any legal dealings are 9th house matters. The 9th house is also a house of communication, along with the 3rd house. They are opposing houses and on an axis. It rules writing and writers and publishing and publishers. This house is optimistic and forward-thinking in an abstract way. The 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius and Jupiter and is a cadent house. So what it's saying about the axis, we always have to look to the opposite. That's how we really learn from, because they're similar. It's like, I think Santos said, if I'm quoting him correctly, you know, when you look in the mirror, you're staring at your opposite sign, or something like that.
Yeah.
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 Very interesting. Okay. Oh. Capricorn the goat. Oh, where's Eden? He could read this. Okay. Yeah, for real, where is Eden? He could totally jump in. Wait. Oh, he's like 13 hours ahead of us. That's why. Okay. Capricorn the goat. It looks like a 76 right here. It's very interesting.
Yeah, it does actually.
Which adds up to 13, which is a sacred number. Very interesting. Okay. Modality is cardinal. Element is earth. Ruler is Saturn. Season is winter. Cardinal. Winter. Beginning of winter. 10th sign of the zodiac. Anatomy is the knee, bones, and skeleton. Keywords is tenacious, conservative, resourceful, disciplined, wise, ambitious, prudent, constant. Ooh, that's totally Saturn. Okay. Comparison with its symbol, the goat. Goats are agile animals and sure-footed. They are gregarious except for old bucks, which tend to live by themselves. Goats are considered to be rather hardy animals. Capricorn is most often compared to the mountain goat. Capricorns are thought to be loners at heart, with introverted characters. Mountain goats find security in cliffs and heights, the highest places that can be climbed. Slowly but surely, a goat climbs the mountain, and Capricorns are thought to move through life, achieving success slowly but surely. A large measure of strength of character is also associated with Capricorn. The glyph for Capricorn is a little more intricate than most. The V is thought to depict the goat's beard, and the tail is that of a fish. Capricorn in ancient times was associated with the sea goat. Okay. So it's saying the symbol is the beard right here. Okay. All right. So I use is that motto. Experience is I use. Okay. Angular house, and then where'd it go? Oh. The 10th house rules your career, social status, authority figures, and life path. What kind of career you do best in can be found by the sign on the cusp and the planets within the house. Along with the 2nd and 6th houses, it is one of the career houses and shows what professions a person would be best at. Your social status and rank also fall under the 10th house and how you need to be ranked. It should come as no surprise that this house also rules politicians. Authority figures, those above you that you must answer to or look up to, fall here like bosses. This house is on an axis with the 4th house, and it is also called the medium coel, which is midheaven, or MC for short, or more usually the midheaven is what it's called. Okay. Medium coel, whatever. I'm glad they call it the midheaven. Both houses rule your parents. Interesting. So the 4th and the 10th house correlate to your parents. Very interesting.
Yeah.
I would even go as far, because I've discussed this with Melanie, about maybe how you were a parent in a past life, or how you would be a parent in this life,
Yeah.
for the fourth house especially. With one
Yeah.
house ruling one parent and the other house ruling another, both are also spiritual in nature, and the 10th house holds influence over your life path and future. Capricorn and Saturn rule this house, and it's an angular house. See how I was saying, like, one house rules one parent and the other house rules the other? That could be this life, and you could replace that with this life and last life.
Yeah.
It can
I
work
didn't even know
synchronous.
that. I knew
I
that the
didn't either.
fourth house. I knew that the fourth house represented a parent, but I didn't know the 10th house did as well.
You know
I
what?
didn't either.
They're opposites, like Santos was teaching us.
Yeah, looking to the opposite. That's a good point, Ruthie. Cool.
Yeah, true.
All right.
True.
Oh, we're almost done. All right.
So is that the mother father?
Yeah, it can be
Is
looked at
Cancer
like
the
that.
mother?
It
Is
could
Cancer the
be.
mother and Capricorn's the father? Because Cancer's the mother energy, isn't it?
Yeah, and then Saturn can be looked at as the father too, and that's
The
what a lot of
father,
people
yeah.
don't realize. They think it's the sun is the father, when yes, it can be looked at, but it's really Saturn as well,
Yeah, that makes sense.
because it's the grandfather too. Okay. Aquarius. I wanted to point this out, okay? A little. Being ladies, I know you guys probably know what I'm talking about. Do you guys know that pattern that you see everywhere now? It's called chevron. The V's, like those, like everything is like. I was noticing this the other day. It's like this. Here, let me look at it. Let me show you.
That rings a bell.
Chevron pattern. This. And how it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at what age we're in right now. We're in the age of Aquarius. What is that to you? That's the freaking chevron, and it's everywhere. It just came into style this year. I don't ever remember seeing that stuff back in the
Right.
60s and 50s and 40s. Like, who the hell knew what chevron was?
Right.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's
That's Aquarius.
yeah. It's a good observation, Summer.
Yeah, it is.
The reason why I realized that is because I go to craft stores a lot because of stuff that I make, and it's everywhere. You literally cannot escape the chevron pattern. It's freaking everywhere.
You're right. It's on purses and
Everywhere.
stuff. Yeah.
It's so subliminal. See what they're doing?
Yes.
I mean, wow. Okay. All about Aquarius. It's fixed. Element is air. Ruler is Uranus. 11th house of the zodiac, and the season is winter. Anatomy is the ankles, the shins, and circulation. Okay. Keywords is individualistic, assertive, independent, humanitarian, inventive, original, eccentric, opinionated, intellectual, idealistic, cool, friendly, detached. Definitely. Okay. It's also known as the Son of Man, which is very interesting. Comparison with its symbol, the water bearer. The symbol for Aquarius is the water bearer, symbolically and eternally giving life and spiritual food to the world. The water from the vessel washes away the past, leaving room for a fresh new start. The sign of Aquarius is forward-looking and growth-oriented, concerned with equality and individual freedom. Aquarius seeks to dispense its knowledge and its vision of equality and individuality to all. See, this is what this year's about, or not this year, but this age. Equality, individuality, eccentric, original, freedom. Freedom! Spiritual food. The glyph for Aquarius depicts the water from the water bearer's vessel as a symbol of open-ended spiritual energy. Okay. 11th house. The 11th house, hold on. Ooh! The 11th house rules your friends, groups, charity, hopes, and dreams. The sign on the cusp and the planets in the house can show the kind of friends you're attracted to, the qualities you want in a friendship, and how you are as a friend. Any group or organization you belong to fall under the 11th house. Charity also falls here, mostly organizations as opposed to one person, though helping others seems to be more in a distant way. What your hopes and dreams are for your life and your future, and how you treat them, are all in 11th house matters. This house is opposite the 5th house, and therefore on an axis with it, and both houses are social houses. The 11th house is ruled by Aquarius and Uranus, and is a succeedant house. So, idealism, I know. We're going into the age of I know, what I just talked about. Ruled. Sweet. Okay, last one! Pisces. Okay. Oh, too fishy. Okay. Modality is mutable. Element is water. Ruler is Neptune. Season is winter. 12th sign of the zodiac. Anatomy is the feet and the veins. Keywords: intuitive, dreamy, artistic, humane, sympathetic, sensitive, compassionate, perceptive, tender, impressionable. I would like to say that they're also chameleon-like.
Yep.
Being Pisces rising, and they just adapt to. That should be in there. Adaptable. They adapt. They're just because it's a mutable sign too. Okay. But even more with water, because water, like Bruce Lee said, be like water, because you can be anything if you can be like water. Okay. Comparison. Oh wait. Pisces is symbolized by two fish swimming in opposite directions. Pisceans often feel like they are being pulled in different directions, making it difficult to make concrete decisions. The symbols of the fish has been associated with the followers of Jesus Christ. The glyph for Pisces can be seen as depicting two fish swimming in opposite directions. As well, it shows two crescents of receptivity pointing outwards, held together by the line of matter. The sign of Pisces is considered a receptive sign, one that is impressionable, spiritual, and open-minded. See the impressionable part. I see. Okay, adaptable, impressionable. Same kind of thing. Okay. So if you look right here, it's I believe. See? Yeah, we came out of the age of I believe, and now we're going into I know. Sacrifices, shortcomings, enemies, the 12th house. Okay, let's go into it. Oh, I love the 12th house. Okay. The 12th house rules endings, hidden things, confined places, and your past life. Whoo! The 8th house rules death because it's seen as a transformation going from one form of existence to another. The 12th house rules endings, where something ends to make way for something new. It's a clear the clutter house. Hidden things can be anything that's kept from others, usually referring to secrets. Confined places are anywhere that you are contained, like prisons or hospitals or ashrams. If you have planets in this house, the energy ruled by them tends to be hidden. And if you have a personal planet here, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, you tend to feel misunderstood. This house is ruled by Pisces and Neptune and is a cadent house. Okay, wow. Also, the 12th house is all about is about all that we go through in order to make our dreams into reality and manifest them into the world around us. It covers what we are willing to put up with, the sacrifices we will make in order to bring across what is really important. This is connected to prisons, institutions, betrayal, self-undoing, and the like. Because it is here that we must choose to take some possible abuse for the sake of the message we are carrying. Whoa. Or blow it all away with a negative reaction. Wow. Okay. Here. Let me, Interesting. All right. That was a cool class.
That last thing that you just said there was very interesting.
That was very interesting. I'm going to look at that again. That was... So I didn't even read any of these because we were doing the other one, but the 11th house, it has to do with putting our visions and dreams to work. We have been on the mountain and had a vision. 10th house. Here we take our vows never to forget what we have seen and to work hard to make these dreams into reality. Thus, this house has always been connected with altruistic and humanitarian goals and trying to set them into motion. It is the house of friends and community because when we are powered by a real insight or vision, we share it with all, irrespective of differences. That is very, very true. Very deep, too. Wow. I don't know why I didn't read these. The 10th house is a house of practical vision and clairvoyance. For here we can see clearly what it is. Reputation and career are often connected to this house, since the areas where we can see with the greatest clarity are those we most often can put to use to make a living. In summary, this house is where we have a real vision and can see to do the work, to do and work. I can't even speak now. In summary, this house is where we have real vision and can see to do and work. Planets transiting this house may provide moments of insight and clear seeing as well. Check what is going on in your 10th house. Yeah. Cool. Sweet. All right, well.
Nothing's going on here. I don't know about you.
Nothing's transiting for you?
Mm-mm.
Interesting.
Neither mine.
Let me look at mine. I think Saturn's there for me. No, Saturn's in my 9th.
Are we talking about our natal charts or transiting right now?
Transiting. Actually, if we're going to do that, let's totally go off live. Thanks, YouTube. You've been fabulous, as usual. So.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you all, guys. That was great.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Awesome.
was very informative.